Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good out there. And welcome back after a short or long break to 3 is the magic number. And yeah, it's on again. Parties are going on. People are going crazy like nothing happened. I don't know. But let's see. We have to trust everybody who's putting out there and opening up. We got to support our little scene and still stay safe, guys. Very important. So tonight, I have a very special guest. I've been chasing this guy for a long time, but he was so busy. So let's see how busy he was, what he was doing, and I'm talking about nobody else than Mr. Paradise himself, the boss, Mr. Jamie Jones. And if everything, I will have him live now with me. Does it work? It works!
Yay, it worked. I'm not as busy as you, man. I'm not as busy as you.
You're the busiest motherfucker that I know, man.
I don't know about that.
Wow, that's you. Where are you? In the studio?
In the studio here in London, yes.
Beautiful. I see all the vintage pieces up there. Oh, the people are going crazy. Yeah, 909, 808. What else do I see there? There's a Juno.
Juno 60, JP 800, Monopoly, 606, tons, yeah.
You still work analog?
I do both. I do both. When I'm in a studio here or somewhere else, and I've got the machines, I use them. But I also make music on the road, you know, on my laptop. I'm constantly buying plugins, sampling stuff on my laptop from you know, records or from YouTube, anything as well. But I just I like everything. I can't make music in the same way for 5 or 6 tracks in a row. You know, I like do 1 or 2 tracks and then I need to make it in a different way now. So I'm like that. I'm very restless like that.
I've seen pictures of you in another studio.
That was when I was during lockdown. I was in LA. So I was living in LA for the winters when I'm not in Ibiza for 4 or 5 years, and then and I built like my dream studio. It took me 3 or 4 years to build my dream studio. Everything was plugged in perfectly. You know, you could make music without a computer, just machines all synced. Switch on the computer, everything was synced. Vocal booth, and just when I finished it, I decided I didn't want to live in LA anymore. And I sold the house and it's all in storage. But when I was there for lockdown, we got kind of stuck in LA, and so I just went to my storage unit and built a studio from the ridiculous amount of equipment I had in storage there. So that was probably what you saw over the lockdown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. That studio was beautiful. I remember you had the new MPC. You've been fucking around with the new MPC.
Yeah. I love that thing, the MPC one. Yeah, it's really cool, actually.
It's dope, man. It's dope. It's like proper old school. Machine never came that close to that MPC.
No, because it's just, you know, you can do everything in it. And it's got loads of things as well that other things haven't. Loads of cool MIDI things. And it's just nice. It's got these really cool filters. You can just, you know, you feel like you're touching filters in an outboard filters. It's just because it's just got all these thick knobs, and it's just I like just using machines like that, just because I'm always been a very feel person, you know. I that's why when I'm using like Ableton, I use the push, just because I can feel when I'm making automation and stuff. I like doing it like that rather than on a keyboard.
Yeah. Amazing. My brother, I'm so happy to have you on board. And before we go on with your 3 favorite things, I hope you got them already and checked and prepared. I want to introduce you to the world of IG here. I mean, what we need to say about Mr. Jamie Jones, but I wrote a little thing like I wrote about everybody, my little copy-paste biography for you now. I would like to introduce our guest for tonight's show, Jamie Jones, a.k.a. Electric Jones, a.k.a. J-Mode. Born in Carnarvon, that was Welsh.
That was good. I was actually
Jamie's-
not born there, but I lived there most of my life. But yeah.
Okay. Jamie started to travel to his favorite spot in Ibiza, the legendary DC-10. This is the club where young Jamie spent his summers on the dance floor. And I remember when I was
Watching
playing young
you.
Jamie dancing. In the mid-noughties, Jamie threw his DJs Can Dance parties in warehouses of East London. The now legendary events helped him make his mark on the capital. 2010 saw him hold an esteemed residency at DC-10 for Monday's Loco day parties, but little did he know that a year later he would be at the helm of one of the Iceland's most respected parties at the very same club, Paradise. He is the member of the electronic music group Hot Natured and the head of record label Hot Creation and its sub-labels Emerald City and Hot Tracks. In 2012, he received mainstream success with Hot Natured single Benediction, which reached number 31 in the UK single charts. Please welcome DJ, producer, label boss, founder, curator, Mr. Jamie Jones.
We've got the crowd. I feel like I'm watching the football with the fake crowd.
Bro, I'm trying to do my best to entertain our people when it was lockdown. The idea came, I was watching Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm Loco Kimmel now.
Loco Kimmel.
Oh, that's amazing to see you, man. It's really amazing,
brother,
man. So you spent most of your time in lockdown. You made music, and I mean, it was hard in LA, I guess, huh?
You know what? It wasn't that hard. I mean, like I said, I lived there, and my life there was, I had my studio at home. I used to go out and exercise, go do yoga, a few hikes. I'm not really, when I'm at home, I'm not a social person. I don't go out to tons of dinners and stuff just because, you know, like we're always on the road, going to dinners, in the club, meeting people. So I'm quite a homely person. So it wasn't that different. Things were closed, but they were on it there straight away. You could go, because I was building the studio, you could, you know, order stuff, cables off Best Buy and park in the car park, and they put it in the trunk of your car and drive off. You know, they were on it straight away. They no messing about with stopping the consumer train from going. You know,
no way, not in the United States, bro.
No, they were straight on it. So yeah, and
keep the wallet, spend it
massively, exactly. So you know, it was very easy to do there. So yeah, it wasn't that different. You know, it was. I remember when the beaches first opened. I drove up to Santa Barbara, which I hadn't been to before, and it was really nice just to sort of see people walking about a bit. But then I left actually just as the riots were starting and came back to Europe. So yeah.
Good decision, man. Now you're in Europe.
Protests, should I say protests? But
the protests. You in a good environment, I would say. I mean, Great Britain is also. I mean, what can you believe? You see the news, they driving you crazy, you know. And then you start to travel, and you see the first parties. You're like, I was in Italy this week, and I thought COVID-19 never happened there. You know,
I mean? It was the same. I was there in the same place I think the week before you.
I was stressed, shocked, and I don't know. But at the end, it's like when the promoters call you, it's not an illegal party, so they know what they are doing, you know. Yeah. And it's like I still said I don't want anyone in my DJ booth, you know. I want to be alone because I'm going back home, and
totally.
You know, it's like I don't know, but I hope they know what they are doing. Still, we got to support the thing. You know, you heard already a lot of people talking yay, nay. It's always a little blah, blah, bleep, bloop, you know. But what do we know?
All you can do is follow what the authorities say. Do you know what I mean? If they say that it's safe to do certain things, then, you know, at the end of the day, they have a lot more information than us. And if, you know, obviously I'm not going to go and start playing any illegal parties, and I'm going to take precautions that I feel follow the guidelines that people are saying and do, and you know, wear masks when you need to, or when you think that you need to. That's outside of what you're supposed. That's outside of what the law is. But you know, it's a tough situation. But at the end of the day, also, you know, we at some point, you know, we can't live in fear, you know, and we have to just go out there. I'm not gonna sit in my house scared when the government and authorities say it's fine to go out and do certain things. So
no, we have to. What it is. I mean, it was like I saw like people in the States and somewhere else on the planet. They're like, what the fuck is going on there? We're sitting here. We're not even allowed on the street. I understand these people, but they need to know that we have to follow what the people say, you know,
Exactly.
and that's it. And it's important. We cannot let our scene die. We all worked hard for it, and we love it too much, you know. And yeah, it is what it
And
is.
people
So
need it. I saw it when I was out in the few shows I did a couple of weeks ago in Italy, and I just saw how happy people were just to be
hey,
together, you know,
they
and just
wanted to kiss
experiencing
you,
that.
to hug you, and I'm like, the whole time I felt weird. You can't even go to make a picture because you're like, look, I'm not feeling right now to
Yeah, yeah,
touch or
yeah.
to come close, and doing it with the mask, I feel also stupid. So enjoy the party, enjoy. You are together there, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
you've got to tread on the side of caution and not, I'm not going to do a stage dive right now or anything,
no. Oh, that's a good idea, actually, stage diving. You're going to do stage diving. How much did you miss Ibiza? I mean, your fucking party didn't happen this year, you
I
know? And
know, I know. You know what? I missed it. Yeah. I mean, I do miss it. I mean, I've spent every summer there for 20 years, and as much as I miss that energy, the party energy of the island. It's also kind of nice. I would never have taken the summer off. You know, many things I do every year, whether it's Glastonbury or Burning Man or Ibiza, things I love. I always feel like, they're kind of my sanctuaries, especially some of the things I was talking about there, and I'm some of those things I would always have FOMO about. And I'm kind of glad to have the break from them so I can go back, hopefully when they come back, and really appreciate them more, you know.
And you do the stage diving. So for all of
I'll do
y'all,
the
next
stage.
year, me and Jamie do the stage dive.
We'll do
for
a
the
dual.
opening.
When we play back to back next, we'll do a dual
We
stage
do the
dive.
stage dive. We remember. Lockdown Felix. Boom. Jamie, my brother, it's time to show us what is your, and I'm really curious. And to all of y'all out there, we never talk about what the favorite thing would be. It's really a surprise to me, like it is for you guys. So, Jamie, what is your
Okay.
first favorite thing?
So it was kind of hard because, like I said, I've been living in LA, and that's where all of my like toys, my Star Wars toys, and all my memorabilia and stuff is all in storage there. But I do have a few things that I'm into at the moment, and a few things that have meant a lot to me. So the first thing I have to start with, probably still one of my most prized possessions, and something that I love dearly. And of course, we're in the studio, so let's start with a piece of equipment. I'll bring this over a bit. So it is my classic Jupiter 8. So,
couple of songs, huh? You made with this baby.
I've made so many songs with it, and I think that one of the reasons, I love this in particular, is because we used it a bunch. Not actually this one, but in LA when I first started Hot Natured with Lee Foss, and we used to rent one there, and it was a real inspiration for us then. But also this particular one, when I first started releasing music, I decided that whenever I'd make money from actually making music and get some royalties, I'd use it to invest in the studio. And I remember after a couple of releases, I got, back when it was only vinyl, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. So I got a nice little bit of money, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy a Jupiter 8. So I found one, and even then they were quite hard to get. I think there's only 2,000 of them ever made.
Yeah, it's very hard. How did you get it?
Well, this is the thing. I found it on Gumtree. I don't even know Gumtree. It's like Craigslist, but a British version of Craigslist. It's not eBay where you have to go to the person and buy it and exchange cash, but the adverts. And I went down to pick it up from Southwark, which is near the river in near London Bridge or Waterloo Bridge, or around that area. And I went into the studios, and it was like I saw all these gold discs everywhere. I was like, wow! And I was seeing all these, and it was Waterman Studio, Pete Waterman Studio, who produced
and Waterman,
exactly.
The famous,
So Kylie and
Rick Ashley,
Eric Ashley, and Dead or Alive, you spin me round, baby. So I kind of and two of the engineers were there, and I bought it off them, and I got it for
wow.
Now these things are worth, like, I think my friend just bought one in America for like $15,000.
Yeah,
but I got this for like £2,500. which is like
So
it was a
it was
steal. Even then, it was a good price. But
was an engineer who worked for stock.
yeah, it was one of the engineers there. Yeah.
Did you ask him what tracks probably they made
No,
on it?
I didn't. I was too shy. I was just like, yeah, cool. I was like, yeah. He told me, he was like, yeah. I just went into one of the small studio rooms and they had it ready for me. But there was like, man, so many gold and platinum discs. I couldn't even tell you, like hundreds and hundreds all along these walls. I was like,
that's my time. A lot of kids are too young for the stock Aitken and Waterman era, but these guys were dominating the UK, American, worldwide charts. It was unbelievable. They founded like all the groups who are like existing in that time.
Exactly.
And
super
modern, good production. I mean, it was radio music, but it was there was this radio station called London Calling, the top 40 from London Calling, and it was like in the charts. 50% stock Aitken and Waterman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. You're exactly right.
Would be interesting to know what these guys are doing these days.
Yeah, I don't know. I should check it out. I know they don't. I don't feel like you have that studio anymore. But again, I mean, do you know what? They're probably living on an island. Their own island somewhere. It's just watching the royalties come in.
And them, their kids, and their grandchildren, man. They live from the royalties all time. That's a beautiful piece of art that you got there, and it was still in perfect condition, yeah.
Yeah, I every few years. Let me see if I can. What have we got here? Yeah. But yeah, it's it's the machine that was used for most of the sounds in like Thriller and stuff. It's like it just sounds so when it's played properly. It's got it sounds so lush, and yeah, it's in pretty amazing condition. I take it back and forth from LA. I didn't when I was there. Actually, I just brought it back from LA end of last year, but I make sure I transport it properly. I have to have it fixed. Maybe, God, I must have it now 10 years. So I've had it probably fixed two or three times, and just had it. I had it MIDI converted. Actually came MIDI converted, and I had to get that fixed.
100%, yeah.
But it's it's a workhorse. It gets in it, and I always go back to it as well. I have tons of stuff and go back, but whenever I need a hook or some chords or something, it's
that's the baby. Yeah, that's the baby. And you can hear it in your production. I mean, it's beautiful how you always have your line. Even you go deep, you still don't lose that sense of. I call it it's not with all the respect, like the British pop and American. It was a certain sound time, that you always bring back in your hooks, and that's what I loved always about your tracks. I mean, really, really amazing, my brother. Good, bro. We always go in between with some stupid questions. They're always the same stupid questions I ask, and it starts like, how do you feel? We were talking about it today. Do you put pineapple over your pizza? Do you eat this?
God, no. I used to when I was young.
Stop it! All Italians might kill you now.
No.
You did good.
When I was young, but no, I'm now I'm a simple guy. I'm vegan as well, so I don't even have, so it's just cheese, vegan cheese and tomato margarita for me. Yeah, maybe some mushrooms, but that's about it. Yeah.
Mushrooms are the best, man.
No offense to anyone who likes pineapple on their pizza, but I'm not a sweet guy either. I'm not a sweet tooth, so nah, not for me.
Last question. Do you brush your teeth before or after breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast.
So you brush your teeth. That's it. You don't eat breakfast? I brush my teeth.
Not really. Very rarely. I try not. I do a lot of like intermittent fasting, so I try to eat between like 2 and 8 only. I feel better like that. If I eat too much in the morning, I did actually have a late breakfast today, but I went out, so I brushed my teeth first. But I brush my teeth before breakfast for sure.
You do exercise? You do sports?
Yeah, I do sports. I go to do Pilates. I go to the gym.
And no
breakfast. Yoga. Yeah, but I've had some knee problems the last few years, so I've not been able to do I used to play tennis and go snowboarding, but
Okay.
last couple of years I've had to put that a bit on hold because I'm recovering my knees. But yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Me without breakfast, I would faint, bro.
I really, well, even when I go to work out, I go before, I eat afterwards. Don't eat before.
I know a lot of guys who does it, but for me, impossible. Wow, you don't eat breakfast. So you have 2 meals a day.
Two meals a day, yeah. 2 meals a day, yeah.
2 vegan meals a day.
Yeah.
How much protein you have to eat to fulfill your protein level? Like, what is your source of protein, your favorite source of protein?
My favorite source of protein is beans, black beans. I love black beans. Yeah.
So you into Mexican kitchen a lot?
Yeah, I do. I do kind of.
Ricans.
My wife is a really good cook, so she makes different kinds of things with different kinds of beans in them. But beans, lentils. There's so much protein in vegetables as well. Like broccoli has so much protein.
Yeah,
Spinach has so
broccoli.
much protein. So yeah, just all of those. I kind of, when I first became vegan, it was kind of hard to find a balance and find enough things, but you just kind of become used to it. And some days, you know, I feel like I need to, you'll just have a feeling I need to eat beans today, or you need to eat lentils today, or I need to eat this. And that's because you need a bit more protein or whatever, you know. But
how long are you vegan now?
God, 5 years.
Wow, Jamie, amazing. Great. Well done. I mean, I respect you guys. For me, being vegan, I don't know. I have to change my whole lifestyle. I thought about it. Even veggie is possible. I could be veggie for a long time, but vegan, hard. You have to think a lot. And like you said, it takes a while until the mechanism in thinking and how to get your sources and everything works.
It was good for me. One of the best things for me was it was just the self-discipline, you know, being on the road and just having to eliminate a huge amount of options for food. It really helped me with discipline and other things, like even with exercising, you know, I thought, man, if I can be vegan traveling on the road in countries, especially 5 years ago, it was nowhere near where it is now in most places. I can go to the gym as soon as I get to the hotel or whatever, you know, just because that's so much harder than exercising. It used to be anyway, but it got easy. And now I say to people, it's like, you stop seeing the options. You look at a menu and it's like, if you're allergic to something, if you're allergic to shellfish, you can't eat it. You know you're going to be sick. So when you open a menu and there's 3 shellfish items and 1 regular fish or 1 meat option, the meat option is the only thing you have, because you know your body knows it's not going to be able to deal with the other thing. And that's how I feel about this with animal products. For me, you know, I just don't even see them on the menu. It's not even options for me, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything because there's not even an option. So you have an emergency pack with you, let's say on travels, like peanut butter or nuts or something like this. I take some nuts sometimes, but there's always, listen, every place has got rice or potatoes or vegetables.
Yeah, for sure.
Or everywhere's got those things. Everywhere's got salad.
And you still look so fit, because being vegan means also a lot of carbs, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to, especially when you first do it. I was eating, you know, overdoing carbs, and you have to kind of like keep an eye on that for sure. Otherwise, especially when you're in lockdown and
Here's a nice question by one of our viewers. What makes you being vegan? Is it just the ethnicity, or it being healthy, or what drove you there?
It was a couple of things. It was a real combination for me about my health. I was really trying to fix or trying to find like an optimal me and, you know, optimal energy. And I kind of discovered that I was really lactose intolerant. So there's dairy gone straight away, you know? And I was like, I feel so much better now. I actually cut out red meat. God, like 10, when we started writing the Hot Natured album, and I went for a colonic, and the woman was like, oh, you should see the things that come out of the people who eat red meat. And I was like, oh, really? Maybe I'll quit red meat for 2 weeks. And I felt so good. I was like, oh my God. And I couldn't even put red meat in my mouth. My body was rejecting it. I was like, wow. And years later, I found out I had an allergy to pork and beef protein. So it never agreed with me. And then just gradually over the years, I cut out white meat, then I cut out fish and dairy, and the last thing to go was eggs, and I just felt very clear, you know, all of a sudden this clarity it just made me feel better. And it's a combination of personal health, environment, and also, of course, animal cruelty. And I just, I don't judge anyone. Everyone's a free spirit,
Yeah,
free
we
to do what they
shouldn't.
want. I don't have zero judgment
You
on
for
anyone.
yourself.
I never try and push it on anyone. I'm just like, people ask me about it, and I tell them my experiences. Everyone's free to do what they feel is right. But personally, for me, it's just a combination of those things, and it just made me happier on a day-to-day basis. So I stuck with it.
And that's the important thing, man. You got to be happy for yourself,
Exactly.
not to prove anyone.
It's not, you can't do it for anyone else. You have to do it for yourself. That's it.
Exactly. My brother, the second favorite thing, I'm excited.
The second favorite thing, okay, is a book. It's my favorite book ever. I have a few copies.
Why a few copies?
Just
presents
and just moving around a lot, and I don't know, I just like, it's just one of those things. I've bought a second copy here and there, and I've got this one in London, living as we do all over the place. It's because it's my favorite book. I just have a real connection to it. Anyway, the book is Dune by Frank Herbert. It's one of the. I'm a huge science fiction head. Like, I literally am. I read constantly science fiction novels, and I'm any science fiction movie or TV show that comes out, I'll give it a go. I remember the two things when I was growing up that I had all the VHSs, and I'd watch them over and over again. Was I had a Michael Jackson VHS that was a 25-year Motown video, and it was amazing, and I had my Star Wars videos, and those are my two things. Amazing. But the reason I love this book is it's just there's actually an amazing documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune, and it's about this guy who wanted to create the movie of this book. It's probably considered maybe the best science fiction novel of all time. People would argue on that, but some people would say it is. And so he wanted to make a movie about it, and so he got these really famous designers and all these set designers, costume designers, and this really famous artist, or not really famous, but this amazing artist, and he created a story for the movie. And for every scene, he created these images, and it was a big book. And they tried to pitch it to Hollywood, a few studios. It went around in the Hollywood studios and never got picked up. It was deemed as being too expensive and too extravagant. But the interesting thing about a documentary is you see that so many of the famous science fiction movies from our time have stolen the ideas from that book. So
they got inspired by the book.
I mean, inspired for sure.
I have to read the book.
So close. It's from the thing that he drew, which was sketches for how he wanted to make the movie of this. It's crazy. It's like the alien's head, the long aliens from Ridley Scott. That's a drawing from the book that Jodorowsky did. The stormtroopers. C-3PO. I mean, when you see them, they were drawn way before the movies, and they're pretty much similar. So this book obviously went around Hollywood, and so it's just a really inspiring story, and it's and actually one of the reasons I wanted to mention as well is David Lynch made a movie about this book years after Jodorowsky tried to do it. David Lynch made a movie. Sting is in it, and
what was the name?
It's called Dune.
It was Dune.
Yeah,
okay.
It's called Dune. David Lynch actually hates the movie because he said he got rushed and they didn't give him enough budget, so he's not proud of it. It's actually, I liked the movie, and I saw the movie before I read the book. But now I don't know if they finished filming. It was supposed to come out this year. There's a new movie coming out. Dune. I don't know if it's called Dune 2020, but it's the same director as the last Blade Runner movie. Ooh. And it's supposed to be amazing. So they've apparently they've done a proper job this time and spent the money, and it's got some crazy soundtrack and stuff. So I try not to get too excited about things like that.
Yeah. Otherwise, I
try not to. I'm secretly extremely buzzing, but whenever you get your hopes up too much about movies, especially, It's always good to go in with low expectations.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Whatever it is, you have to go with low expectations. Otherwise, you always get
Exactly.
slammed, man.
Exactly.
As DJs, we know that. Did you like the new Blade Runner?
I did. I mean, it's a tough one. That was a perfect example of people hyping it up too much before me. I saw it quite late, and I'm obviously a huge fan of the original Blade Runner movie. It's one of my favorite films, and I liked it. But again, there's two science fiction movies where I've really been so excited for them to come out, and I've been expecting so much. And even though they were good, and some people will say they're amazing, I just went in with too much expectations, and that was one of them. And the other one was Avatar. I was reading about Avatar for so long in Empire magazine. I had a subscription. I was so excited about it and reading, and I was like thinking. And then when I went to see it, it was good.
Yeah, but it was Hollywood.
But I was like, and I was expecting like my first Star Wars experience or something, which I shouldn't expect it. Yeah. And it was a bit the same with the last Blade Runner movie. I thought it was really good, but I didn't love it as much as I hoped I would love it, but we'll see.
Star Wars or more Star Trek?
Star Wars definitely, although I am a Trekkie as well. I do love Star Trek. I love Star Trek. The thing I like about Star Trek is it's scientific. It's like all of the things inside, all of the science and the technology is possible science, even from warp engines. So I'm getting super geeky now, but I like it. I think Star Trek is like it's a possible future for us, Well, Star Wars is.
You're so happy, my friend. You know him, Gix. Gix is a complete science fiction man. And when he starts to talk about science fiction, you look at him. It's not Giggs the rapper anymore. It's a little baby in a bubble, man. And
that's me, man. That's me. I'm obsessed with other people's ideas of how the future is going to be. Obsessed with it. That's really, really, it really like inspires me. Just different people's ideas, my ideas of how it's going to be. I would definitely, my wife wouldn't be so happy, but I would definitely get transported like 200 years in the future and just leave everything behind.
Probably. And see with a big surprise. We got a very Waf is asking what you on about Avatar is the best, Jamie.
I know. People are gonna hate me for that. I you know what? I'm actually, because I know there's a new one coming. I'm gonna rewatch it. I think that it was just. I thought it looks amazing and it was good. The story was a little basic, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna get something like
there's a riot now in the chat, man. There's a riot. One says Star Trek, the other. Okay, we stop this, bro. We were just talking about sports a little bit. In the show, you got to show me as well your favorite exercise. What is your favorite exercise? Do you have a favorite exercise?
My favorite exercise. My favorite exercise. I'm not even going to try it. Well, my favorite is probably a headstand in yoga, but I haven't because of COVID. I haven't done yoga for a few months.
No, we're not doing this now. Do you have anything that we can do?
Do I? Yeah, we'll do. Okay, this is one because I told you that I've had some.
Wait, no headstands.
No headstands. I do this one. This is one I always do. It's really good for building your core.
Okay, what we have to do?
So you have to lie on your back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to embarrass myself again. Okay.
It's quite easy. You put your leg.
Both legs up.
No, but leg over your knee like this. So like you're sitting, put your foot on your knee and then your leg out. And just do sit-ups like this with each leg. It's.
Oh my God, I can't even get up. Wow.
There you go. I like that one. That one's good for my knee and good for my core, so I do it.
Oh man, I never did this exercise in my life, man. This is interesting. I'm gonna try this. For what? This is like for abs? Or?
It's really good for your core, and it's good. It opens up your groin muscles here, and it's really good for your core, and it just supports your knees once you're doing it. That's why I do it. So yeah, it's good for building.
Oh man, you guys kill me always with your exercises, man. I always think I can do this, I can do that, and then you teach me wrong.
Yeah, there's always more.
Amazing. Number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
1 second, please, Jamie. If you could be so kind, I see already. My label manager, he's reading the book. Vladimir. He just sent me 50th anniversary edition, Frank Herbert, The Dune. So that's the book I'm going to read now.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's an epic saga. It's good.
Fantastic. So, your third favorite.
Third favorite thing. Okay, so like I said, the third favorite thing is kind of things, and I don't have my favorite one here right now, actually, but it's these, and these were gifted to me by my friend Kim from New York, because over the course of this whole pandemic, I, decided to sort of broaden my knowledge about certain things, and I started reading a book about healing sound frequencies and tuning forks. Now, my friend Jo Little, she lives in LA. She's British. She actually gave me and I was quite sick with a cold once in LA, and she came round and she'd been studying using tuning forks to treat things like that. And I'm quite into the whole holistic world, and she gave me this healing with tuning forks, and I felt completely cleared, and it was amazing. So I was like, okay, that was years ago. And basically I've been reading a book about how your body, each part of your body, your liver, your muscles, your bones, your gut, all vibrate at different specific frequencies. We all know that everything is vibrating. Everything. So especially everything that's made of matter, and all matter, anything you can touch, reacts to electricity, to magnetism, and to sound oscillation. So sound waves. So the theory of this is that, imagine your body's a guitar. You move around, you go through certain things, stresses of everyday life, emotionally, physically, and your body gets out of tune with itself. And what these tuning forks do, specific ones, is they're
special ones.
They're special. These are special ones. These are each one. I've only got a few here, but each one is tuned to a certain frequency, and by just. So, for example, not this one. The one that I use the most is tuned to the same frequency as an Om.
Okay, so that means everybody reacts different to each frequency. Of course, we know this.
Yes, everyone reacts differently, but technically each muscle, each part of your body has is set to tune. For example, I think the liver is tuned to like 176 hertz, which is like an F. So you'd have a tuning fork for that frequency. So imagine if, going back to the analogy of your body as a guitar, it gets out of shape. So by when you've been on a train journey, you tune your guitar and it's back in harmony. Your body is technically the same thing, and that's what these tuning forks do. And one of the one of the reasons I got into it was because going back to what I was going to say about an Om, for example. Everyone goes Om, it's the most famous chant. What that does is you're making that sound, and you're sending that sound frequency through your body, and it's kind of tuning your body. The same when people have sound baths with gongs or anything, So, but you can do them with these, and you can literally do different parts of your body. And one of the reasons why I got into it was because I really wanted to start using some of these frequencies and putting them inside music, so that when people are listening to a song that I produced, there's these frequencies. Some of the frequencies you can't even hear; they're so subtle. But I was thinking, why can't you put this inside music? A lot of people produce music at like 432 hertz. I don't know if you've ever heard about that, but yeah. So it's a similar kind of theory, but I was just wanted to really dive into that world and kind of figure out how to maybe start producing some music that people liked in the same way they like my music, listen to it at home or even in a club, but it's got these frequencies inside. So I've just been really researching about that, and and it's been kind of a whole new world of sound for me to explore.
That's a hard science, because at the end, what you want to transport needs to be received on the other side. Means the sound system needs to be right, that these frequencies go through, or you know exactly what frequency can go just by anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a whole world, a complex thing. I mean, one of the things is, you know, kind of my dream was to have this room or this like bar or club where you could go and just like have these different experiences with to do with these sounds. So you curate like all this music, and the same way you have like a club, and some things could be sociable things where there's music and people are chatting. Some things you could just lie and listen to them, but the whole sound on the room and the sound system was geared towards this kind of stuff. And I just want, you know, it's just, for me, it was just kind of, especially as I had all this extra time, I really wanted to kind of broaden my knowledge on all of that and really understand it more, because I'd always heard about 432 and heard about different sound frequencies and what they could do, and I knew that people were using, you know, sound to treat people for different types of things, you know, whether it's illnesses or just, you know, giving them sort of, you know, healings as far as making them feel more calm with sound.
What a lot of people, that's true. What a lot of people don't know is like, and this is the problem of our society right now, is the consuming without thinking or feeling or understanding, you know? At the end, like, why we do electronic music. In electronic music, you can transport certain frequencies, certain sounds, you know. Yeah. Also, we have a lot of DJs, a lot of artists who produce in their favorite frequency, you know. Where this is the transmission. Like when people like to explain the chat, when people say I like his and his and his sound, it's sometimes the frequency, certain frequency that hits you, that we are playing or we produce. And this is what drives you, and that's the gathering, you know, and that's 100%. Drives you to the club. This is the scene, you know, and that's the amazing thing. Sound healing is a very deep thing, because you have to really know. It's not a technology thing, because it's being like a doctor, man. You need a lot of time.
100%. That's totally. It's a very complicated thing, and that's why, you know, I'm reading my first book at the moment.
That's amazing,
and I'm doing it. But I do, you know, it's a cliche, but I do really believe that sound and music is something that could really. It's you know, that's why people are so dying to be back in it, and you know, it's easy to explain as far as, you know, you could be, and it's happened to me thousands of times in my life. I'm feeling, you know, in a mood, or something bad's just happened, or you can be in a party, maybe an after hours, and everything's really,
this is when we feel
nothing's quite right. Nothing's quite right. People are kind of annoying, and somebody puts one song on, and everyone's like, whoa, everything changes, you know? Everything can completely change. Music and sound can completely change. So many people in one time is energy and vibe. And I just wanted to really get into how that works on a physical level, you know? And that's why I'm exploring with these tuning folks.
Exactly what you said is the reason why I left in '98 hip-hop. I saw a DJ. I was on a rave party, and I've seen what a DJ can do with the people and with the vibe and with the energy. And I believe into nature energy and sound frequency. I believe in it. I'm not so deep into it because it's very complicated, and I don't have the time really, or I didn't find the time to get into it. But I enjoy listening from people like you about it, or other people. There are so many nice methods, you know, that can heal and make you being happy. And this is what we need, being happy, you know. And it's really amazing. And please let me know more about it one day.
I will do. I'm doing my research now.
Maybe you could do like a nice ceremony on my body, man. That would be amazing.
Yeah, when I've got my confidence up and I feel like I can do some good with it, and you'll be the first to know.
That's amazing, my brother. It's amazing. So for all of you, a lot of people are asking about all this. It will be on my timeline and it will be on IGTV. So if you want to re-look and rehear what Jamie was talking about, there you go. And also we have the Spotify playlist, all the music from all our guests with all the respect. Brother, is there anything coming from your side, from your end, music? I mean, you had enough time. Is there anything interesting?
Man, yeah, I have been busy in the studio, busy. So yeah, I've actually been working really hard on a new solo album. So it's going really well. I thought I'd pretty much finished it, but I want to do a bit more. But yeah, I've kept it really tight, but I'm super happy. So I'm working on that. But in the meantime, I've got a track out next month or early September, mid-September with Nicole Modiba. So it's a collaboration with me and her, which is called
nice.
Pepper and Spice, which I'm really excited about. That's my next sort of release.
I love that girl.
Yeah,
I love her.
She's amazing.
She's so cool, man.
Yeah. She's such a diamond. So cool.
And so, Hot Nature, you did something with Hot Nature.
Hot Natured, we've started talking again about, well, not that we weren't talking, we're best friends, but right now we're just trying to schedule like a 2 or 3 month period to write a follow-up album where everyone's ready to do it. We were going to try and do it this summer, because Lee Foss was going to come over to Ibiza and for the summer, so it would have been much easier for us all to get together. But obviously, he's not really coming to Europe now because there's not many shows for anyone to do. So we're just trying to reschedule it. But yeah, I've actually been low key writing some music for Hot Natured as well. So it's kind of like we've got actually quite a few tracks that we've been doing here and there over the year. But it's just the time to bring it all together now and do it again. Because I missed that. I missed the Hot Natured thing.
I can imagine being in a group.
It was fun.
It's amazing. Yeah. For me, the same when I'm with FKD. It's amazing being in a group. You don't have all the pressure on you, and you can be more creative. You just talk shit. Yeah,
just talk shit and bounce off each other. And I'm really excited to get that going again.
Any spoiler for features?
For my album? No. I can't do that.
Secret. Okay, but there's
a couple of good ones. There's a couple of good ones, but yeah, I can't.
Okay, no problem.
Get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble.
No problem. That's what we want to. We want to just spoil a little bit, so everybody be aware of the new Jamie Jones solo album. It's going to come out on your own label then, or are you going to?
Don't know. That's one of the major discussion points at the moment. We'll see, but yeah. But I'm hoping. I'm probably going to release the first single before the end of the year, and then it'll be out. Hopefully next spring-ish, so next summer.
Amazing. That's perfect. Jamie, thank you so much. Perfect that it worked out.
Nice, my man. Thank you so much.
I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck with everything, man. And thank you for this amazing talk. I'm going to do my research after this show now.
Any questions? I'm not, I don't know a ton, but always here for you, brother.
No, but that's the amazing thing about it. For me, like diving deep, trying to find something about you. And I have to say, it was tough finding something about your biography or what you have done or something. You kept yourself the way you are, very reserved. It's me, Jamie Jones. Here's my music.
I try to. It's hard these days, but to do that, it's a world of. I'm shy, man. I'm shy. I'm an introvert.
We're all shy. They don't believe us. They always see us playing cool, but we are shy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jamie. And thanks to everybody in the chat. Ilario Alicanto was there. I've seen Waf. I've seen a lot of guys in there. Thank you so much. Jamie, my brother, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys, brother. Thank you. Good luck. Yeah, I'll see you soon, hopefully.
See you, for sure. Peace, my brother. Ciao.
Kiss, brother. Bye.
So that was Jamie Jones. Amazing person. I was really, really happy to have him on the show because we see each other a lot, but we never had the time really to sit down and talk about those kind of things or really private things. I got my team. I got Waf, Yaya, and all the guys. We hang out the whole time we've been on the phone. But when you have people like Jamie Jones, and I know him from way back when he was dancing at DC-10. I remember his face, and when I heard his first record, I was so happy about it, and his style is unique. So everybody, thank you for passing by and for showing up here in the show. And as you know, it will be on my timeline for a couple of days, and then I put it back on IGTV. If you missed any of the other shows, we had some interesting guests in the past. William Joko, Diplo, Carl Gregg. We had WAF. We had a lot of people. We had Sylvie Loto, Venus X. And there, I will continue the show. If you love that I continue the show. If you have any ideas, any suggestions, please drop them in the comment line. And let me know if you have some stupid questions that I should ask our guests. And so far, so good. I wish you all nothing but the best. Stay safe. We party safe, and follow the rules. Love you all. Peace.